Do you want to walk back the mental illness thing, or you're pretty confident?
I said that I'd be wondering what's going on with them mentally, that they would be attracted to someone 20 years their junior. So no, I'm not walking back.
Attracted. Because before you said dated,
to be with.
But you just said if they're attracted.
So
just by virtue of being attracted to a 21-year-old woman.
Listen, I'll go in a little bit further here, okay? When I have conversations with people that are 20 years younger than me, or let's say, just to keep it like at 20, right? Sorry, what?
Nothing.
I'm looking at them as like, they're immature, they're not experienced in any way, shape, or form. They're vulnerable, they're impressionable, right? Their eyes wide open, deer in the headlight, right? To me, if a man is 20 years older, and by the way, somebody said in here that chat right there, like 30 is appropriate, but I'm talking about early 20s. They're barely out of high school. And if you're going to consider like one, being with them, having a relationship with them, settling down with them, etc., like you're preying on them. It's like they're not even on the same level as you. Like, what do you have in common with someone 20 years your junior? They probably can't even name a pop artist from your generation.
Really? There's a whole lot there. You said prey. You mentioned the commonality thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what in general do men and women have in common to begin with? That would be sufficient enough to, just on the basis of having a commonality, would be like, I'm wanting to date this person just on the basis of us having shit in common. Said no one ever.
That's not true, Brian.
Said
no one. Literally not true.
Bro, have you ever known a guy who you had the most in common with, but you didn't end up dating them?
Yes.
I mean, I have friends that I have a lot in common with, but we didn't date because there's chemistry and sexual attraction that is needed as well.
But would you agree it's clear then that having commonalities is not high in the totem pole of what matters?
I disagree.
You mentioned pop artists. I don't give a fuck what kind of music a girl listens to. And if she's dating me long enough, she's going to like my shit.
That's so weird that you would like suggest that she would have to like your shit. Like,
but that's not what I said.
But she will.
That's not what I said.
I just disagree. I just think a 20-year age gap is wild.
Right, but you said pop artists.
I brought it up as like an example.
Okay, fine.
Like it's just a random example.
So then cultural touchstones. Oh, we watch the same shows. We both listen to the same music.
Like the same.
I don't care.
I think having things in common. If all you care about is your sexual attraction, period, and that's where you end it. I just want to clarify.
But just to clarify, I think liking the same music is far more superficial than what you're trying to suggest here. By there's the sexual component. Who your favorite pop artist is, same music.
It's just one example of having something in common.
Okay, what are some things in common that would warrant me to date somebody?
I think you should have a lot of things in common. I think you should enjoy doing the same things, going to the same places, hanging out with the same people.
Okay,
There's one group of people that I really struggle not to judge, and I try not to be a judgmental person because I understand how the universe works, but I really struggle with this group of people, and it's men in their late 20s, early 30s, and mid 30s, and late 30s even, who date girls who are like 18, 19, 20. Babe, like, what have you got? First of all, what have you got in common? Second of all, are you dating her because she's still got her eyes wide open about the world? Like, are you that much of a small man?
If there was a 22-year-old woman who was dating, let's say, a 44-year-old man, you don't see that.
I think it's a little creepy when men in their 40s are going for like a 20-year-old. That's extreme. They're not on the same level. Like, I don't think the conversations are going to be as deep and as quality as being with someone. You're looking for something surface level, and I'm looking for something deeper than that.
What's the youngest guy you dated?
25.
What did you guys have in common?
The gym.
Wait, you literally are in age gap relationships. You date younger men.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? Are you a predator?
No.
Are you grooming the younger men?
No, because that wasn't. I said if it's 20 years, that's an extreme.
Oh, okay.
12 years is not. I don't see a problem with 12 years.
No, of course, because you're engaged in one that's 12 years, right?
I'm not engaged in one.
Isn't it awful convenient that you draw the threshold past the gap that you currently are in? Isn't that awful convenient?
No. 20 years is pretty extreme. I said 20 years is extreme. It's really not.
What's genuinely wrong with men? Because I just thought back to when I was in high school with me and my friends. We had fake IDs, so we would go to clubs, we would go to hookah bars, lounges, everything. And we went to this one hookah lounge that the owner was always at, and he was this like 32-year-old Middle Eastern man he knew we had fake IDs, whatever. He let us in, and one of my friends started dating him, like actually dating and other things. And as somebody that's much older now, looking back at like 17-year-olds, looking back at 17-year-old girls, guys, whatever, you think you're so grown at that age, you think you already know everything, but you don't. And now looking at him like, oh my God, you're just a baby, you're still a kid. So what are these men thinking? Because even the guys that would go after me, that I would go on dates with, whatever, they were like 30, 29, 30, 35, some that I didn't go on dates with, but some of the men that were really pursuing me were like 45, if not older. I don't know. A genuine question, what's wrong with them? Because I know as a man, as a 40-year-old, 30-year-old man, you're looking at a 17-year-old and you could tell that we're immature. Look at me thinking I'm 17. Like these kids are immature. They're just kids. So you see that. So now my question is, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's insane.
You're a young woman and you're being pursued by an older man, 10, 15, 20 years older.
I'm qualified to speak on this subject as a 23-year-old who's dating quite older gentlemen, at least 12 years older.
Do not be impressed by that. Some of these men are pursuing you because they think it's easier. They think it's cheaper. They think your expectations are lower.
And can you explain why it's such an issue if a man wants to just date a woman for enjoyment and not have a constant headache? And for the life of me, I don't understand why older women think our expectations are lower. I expect a man to fully commit to me before I even consider giving him kitty cat. I don't take Netflix and chill, etc. My expectations are up there, okay? The difference between me and older women is that I'm not going to ask a man to pay all my bills and claim that I'm Miss Independent. But continue.
See, he can't go to a woman his own age and say that he's still living with his mom and he's 40 years old, or he's still trying to find his way in his career, or he's driving this car, or he's still, he's going back to school.
Oh, absolutely not, honey. We are not accepting a man who still lives at home at his big age at 40. This is absurd, okay? But as far as him going back to school, long as the man is stable and has his life together, I don't see a problem with that. What's wrong with building with the man? That's your issue. Y'all want men at the finish line, but you're not willing to accept the consequences that come with that man at the finish line. The man at the finish line, he wants multiple options because he did his work as a man and he can demand whatever he wants, okay? There's not a lot of good men out here, but you know what is? There's a lot of women out here, beautiful ones at that, who are willing to cooperate and submit to a man. Ooh, y'all don't like that word.
Like, certain things a woman his age are going to require because she has those things herself. But he wants a woman who's younger. Now, he'll use the excuse.
Something about men I've learned just in my short 23 years of living is that they like to feel needed. So excuse them for not wanting a woman who, has everything and expects everything.
Or these women are less bitter. These women have, less baggage. What he really means is these women don't know all the games I plan to play. They haven't seen some of these tricks I plan to use. They're not hip to certain things. And it's easier to pull the wool over a younger woman's eyes because she doesn't have the same dating experience as a woman my own age. These men are looking to take advantage of women. This is behavior. Women your own age should be good enough unless you're trying to take advantage of someone.
Call it unfair, it is what it is, but typically men do not value experience in women, okay? They like women who have not been out on the streets getting ran through, okay? But a man, you don't really care because, long as he has all his ish together and he has all these superficial things, that's what modern women care about, right? Stop making us seem like we're incompetent and as if we don't have the basic life skill of common sense.
The biggest problem that I have found with guys that I coach that are older, that are dating much younger women, is the disrespect and the level of they take them for granted because they don't have any experience.
Yeah.
So they have no clue how to treat a man. And so there's this loop of disrespect. And this guy's over here going, I've never been treated like this before. What is going on? And I said, because she doesn't even know what she's missing.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know how to treat you because she's never had any experience. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. So
when they get into an argument, they'll block you. And I don't want to talk about it. They'll just take all wait, let's talk about it. No.
Silent treatment. I don't know how to use their words, dysregulated emotional experience. It's, so date someone that you care about. If they're 10 years younger, great. If they're 10 years older, great.
This is a PSA for all my 20-something girly pops out there dating men 10 years older than them. Yeah, he's dating you not because you're emotionally mature for your age. He's dating you because he's emotionally immature for his age, and no women his age want to date him. Hope that helps.
She's grown, and I'm grown, right? So how is it any of your business? See, it's women like you. It's the older, baggage-filled women like you that's always worried about a successful man and what he does.
Oh my God.
You're worried about a successful man because we don't want you.
Keep it rolling.
We don't want you.
Keep it rolling.
Right? You washed up. You got too much baggage. You got your education and all that, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Successful men don't deal with women like you.
Oh my God. So
we deal with young women that aren't tainted, young women that aren't tainted, and all the aunties are trying to give them advice, but they single.
Oh.
Are you a single auntie?
I'm not a single auntie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
try the
right.
next one.
Okay.
But guess what? I'm about to be even more paid once this video gets out.
Look,
yeah. I thought we was
let's go.
negotiating.
Look, okay. It's about money?
It's about the money.
Okay, so put the camera all the way away.
The camera's away.
And we'll handle that, okay? So what you need, auntie?
Auntie need 100,000.
Auntie, you're not going to get 100,000 right now.
You got 500 right now? 500 right now?
Yeah, I got 500 right now.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll tell you what.
That'll work.
Put this away.
Men who date significantly younger women only. When someone's 18, early 20s, a woman, and she's still figuring out herself, and then the guy's 40 plus, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, where is your headspace at? Okay, if it's just physical, that's one thing. But I also have a sensitivity to that of power dynamics, and because the younger person is still developing their frontal cortex. I've talked about this online and I get a lot of pushback. Like,
the older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them, but younger me would have just died over them, and it was for stupid reasons, like, oh my God, he's so cool and mature, he has his own apartment, he's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown-up, but those men were creme de la piss, okay, like cream of the turds. Just very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, you know, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. But yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic.
As you're dating younger women and you're kind of like damaging them at a young age. So now when we get to our 30s, we're completely damaged by an older man. And now we don't want y'all and y'all don't want us. The man is 40, 45, let's say. He has his money, his house. Now he got time to go live his best life. Now he wants to date younger women. Let's say a 21-year-old. Now he dates her for 4 years. While he's dating her, he's cheating with other 19, 20, 25-year-olds. You're damaging this young girl, right? You're causing trauma and damage that's gonna cost her pretty much years to heal. Fast forward years later, she's 30. She's damaged. All because a 40-year-old wants to be living his best life after he built himself.
Maturing is realizing that age gap relationships are a scam. Yeah, and if you're in your early 20s and you're dating a man in his 30s, he's just a loser preying on a hot young girl. Yeah, and you very well might be mature for your age, but that is not the reason that he's with you.
Are some older women trying to warn younger girls about messing with older men because they genuinely trying to help them? Yes. But you're a liar to sit up and act like there's not some older women who are bitter and mad. And they upset at the fact that the men around their age are attracted to girls younger, and those younger girls are taking those older men from being options for them. That's a real thing. And so when men have this conversation, they be like, y'all older women just be bitter and mad. It's valid because, yeah, there are some that are. Now, just because you're not, don't mean that it's not a real thing. Like, I'm not jealous of younger girls who get older men. I love that for them if that's what they want to do, just not too young. When it start getting weird where he could be your daddy, yeah, it get a little questionable. Still, really, at the end of the day, it's still not my business, right? But nevertheless, You can tell usually who these women are who really be bitter and mad because they're in competition with these younger girls. These are older women who still go around trying to act, talk, and do the things that younger girls do because they're in direct competition with them trying to get those men. Right? That's the easiest way to tell the ones who are in competition with younger girls and the ones that's going to be bitter and mad, because they are in competition with these girls. Therefore, the information that they give these younger girls is not coming from a pure place. It's coming from a place of them being mad because they taking their men.
Oh, when he told me he was 34, I said, where's your wife and kids, bro? Like, you're 34?
Yeah, come on, getting up there.
I'm like, you're getting up there. That's
40's
like,
right around the corner.
40 is right there. You're going to be 35 really soon. And he was like, oh, like, I'm in no rush, blah, blah, blah. You know why he's not in a rush? Because he's expecting that he's going to scoop up like a 25, 26-year-old. So he's not in a rush.
Oh.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's not going to work. So I think like a lot of men think like that.
That mentality.
Older men don't want older women. I have a hard time believing that older men genuinely see younger women and think, this is my romantic equal. Yeah. Like, I don't think you think that about a 22-year-old, sir. Winston, Charles. I agree. Think back if you can. Don't say anything out loud. Just think about what you were doing at 21. Don't say nothing. See, look at your face. Look at your face. You see what I'm talking about? You don't know yourself enough. You're naive. You're immature. You have no business dating somebody who can buy houses and such.
There's sort of this line that like men should only go for women who are under 25. And if you're 25 and you don't have a partner, then you're like a gross old lady or something. And I think part of that comes from a fear that these men have that an older woman or a woman that's age appropriate will know that they're bullshit, and young women don't have the life experience to detect the bullshit. So they need somebody who's not going to realize that they're absolute garbage at sex. They need to know somebody who's too young to realize that they overplay how important they are.
The men in these age gap, holy fucking airball trend videos, jail. Immediate jail. I just saw 3 back to back, okay? The first one I saw, he was born in 1972. She was born in 2000, okay? The second one I saw, he was born in 1976. She was born in 2004. And the one I just saw, he was born in 1966 and she was born in 1990. Jail.